This might be my favourite episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy so far. Look, last week's episode wasn't really my thing. While I understood the message at the end, the teen drama shenanigans didn't really entertain me. However, this week's episode was a massive change of pace. We're getting actual Starfleet debates, and they're led by the Doctor. Not only that, but we get essential background information for two key characters in the series. So let's see how the episode holds up. Hey everyone, my name is Captain Jack, and this is Trek Central. Don't forget you can support our reviews and Star Trek content by becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. Links below. As a quick reminder, this review will contain spoilers for Starfleet Academy. If you've not watched the episode, then beam out now. You've been warned. Okay, hit it. The episode's concept lies in a crisis, making refugees of the entire Klingon race. While they were allied with the Federation throughout the 24th century, for most of it, that is no longer the case. Decrying any sort of interventionism in their private affairs as dishonourable, it makes it hard for their old Starfleet allies to come to their aid when the aid is unwanted. It's in character for the Klingons and helps flesh out the post-burn politics, making for a great evolution of the characters. This issue obviously hits home for Jaden Krag, played by Kareem Diane, who's the only Klingon student at the Academy. As a hot-button political issue, the conversation about it sweeps the campus. Everyone has an opinion, and most certainly isn't afraid to voice theirs. Jaden insists on using the Academy's Aaron Sate debate competition as a platform to address the issue and share his Klingon perspective with the Federation campus. Of course, Aaron Sate links back to TNG's The Drumhead episode. We know from the episode that Sate's work was required reading at Starfleet Academy in the past 24th century, so to see it here in the 32nd century, kinda cool. Finally, the show delves into the characters who aren't Caleb, and it's honestly so much better for it. Obviously Caleb's the main character, but there are other people here. Like last week, I remember afternoons spent debating and discussing current political issues throughout school. Improving drastically, this school experience has real stakes outside of the campus, and it makes for greater viewing as a result. There are also touches of character drama, with Jaden's fear of public speaking, which is one of more relatable portrayals of anxiety I've actually seen on television. I'm so happy the show's leaning into that sort of representation and fleshing out its cast at the same time. There is a perfect balance when you find it. The episode also features extensive flashbacks to Jaden's youth. Obviously, he's not the warrior that comes to mind. He's far more compassionate. Like with some birth, you see him not fitting in amongst his own family. Ever the outcast, denied the honour and the glory that comes with the hunt. Seeing the drive as someone from that background join the Academy really helps make it the sort of aspirational environment that the Federation's kind of supposed to be. It's not just his family though. He also gets some tutelage from Laura Fock, played by the lovely Gina Yashere. This is the Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid cadet master. It's a scene that, despite being rooted in the Academy's hierarchy, finds itself rooted in Klingon tradition. Learning more about her experiences as someone who's also diverged from Klingon society helps Jaden find his place. It's about aliens, but it's a story about finding your place in the universe with your identity at the centre. It's something so distinctly human at the same time, and hopefully you can connect with people watching the show. Finding yourself in the environment that prides itself in being infinite diversity and infinite combinations, that's what Star Trek is all about. It's kind of cool to see Academy carrying that message. If the show can do anything near as compelling for the other characters in the coming weeks, then it's going to be a hell of a season of television. As an answer to other Klingon leads like Worf, aka Michael Dorn, it's one of the more innovative updates to the next generation of characters we've seen so far. As in to the next generation, not the next generation, just to clarify. The episode's debate sequences are fairly well done across the board. Having the Doctor, played by the wonderful Robert Picardo, run the show here kinda makes perfect sense. His age, memory and experience make him the perfect choice. Not to mention the Doctor clearly just likes the sound of his own voice. Then again, after 7 seasons of Voyager, not a great surprise. Still, hearing his take on the iconic speech from the Next Generation episode The Drumhead was kind of a wonderful way to set the scene for the free speech arena that would follow. Of all people, Jaden's the one to push the debate of the topic to the future of the Klingon dysphoria. After wanting to air his side of the argument, while forcing the Academy to face the reality of the situation was kinda great. He has a wonderful line about how avoiding reality doesn't make it disappear, which feels like one of those lines that will be iconic. It makes the debate feel not only personal, but also an urgent reality that the entire Academy and the Federation need to face. As much as he verbally spars with Caleb, who it turns out is good with his words as he is with his fists, the real heart of the episode is when Jaden takes the stage by himself. What follows is one of the best speeches for self-determination and how to properly respect that infinite diversity. It's a hell of an argument where Jaden acknowledges his loyalty to Starfleet and the importance of his heritage. With the series' youth angle, this is a great way to tackle real Federation politics at a micro level. The episode still needs a proper climax, taking you from Jaden's student speech to a real relocation solution being implemented. The episode ends with a proper look at Klingon fleets and battle tactics in this new millennium. Sure, the fight's orchestrated under false damage-less pretenses, but it's a visual spectacle, much like the good ground battle simulations of last week is one of the episode's highlights. This time, there's a hefty amount of character weight thrust behind it, with real enough stakes. It's kind of also a blast to hear the old school Klingon battle theme as the fight rages on. Sure, it's kind of a bit of nostalgia bait, but a little more than a leitmotif. It serves to make the universe feel musically connected, and I kinda like it, while also conjuring the image of one of the most visually incentive motion pictures of all time. Compared to Easter eggs from past series, it's far more scene stealing or distracting. Now, we get to see the Athena actually go into battle, with the source separation, but I kinda hope to see more of. It's nice to see the real side of geopolitical issues with the respect of self-determination. The episode's transition from a micro debate to a kind of macro space battle offered a glimpse of the real world that an academy cadet would kinda need to navigate when they graduate. Between a satisfying resolution and respect for the series' old concept, it was kind of a hell of a climax. I was initially going to say that the space battle kind of felt too short, but then I realised two things. One, this is kind of like a classic Star Trek episode. The actual combat is rather short compared to the main components of that episode. Plenty of the Next Generation episodes have been like this. Secondly, the episode's end and battle reveal that this was a ruse by the Klingons and the Federation to gain the planet or claim the planet from the Federation was kinda cool and very Star Trek. Watching a battle, I was initially confused why the Athena only went via source of separation to the new planet, but this makes sense due to the battle scenario. The rest of the starship carries the cadets, the instructors, and whatever else they have. The bridge, or the auxiliary element, is the command section and has the command staff on board. It still looks a little bit odd like this because it's kind of a flying saucer, but on the plus side, it confirms the ship can saucer separate and perhaps be a dedicated evacuation setup. Very interesting. Look out for a breakdown on the US Athena sometime in the next couple of weeks, once we get more information. Compared to last week's outing, Vox in Excelsior is a nice hour of television. There's a real issue at the heart of it that constantly ties into the core Federation principles. Not to mention some lovely character building moments for Jaden Krag and some standard material from Gina Yashere and Robert Picardo. After 4 episodes, it finally feels like Academy has found its voice, and the series is finding its feet. The episode weaves character drama with a classic Star Trek refugee crisis, and it delves into the future of one of the franchise's most enduring alien races. Match of morality play and self-determination, done on both a micro-student politics level and a macro relocation, is the sort of show that Academy was supposed to be from the start. If this is what the series can do, I'm very excited for next week's episode. Which, looking at the title, Series Acclamation Mill will be another character spotlight episode, looking into synthetic life forms. Count me in. Oh, before I end off, we've got to talk about Holly Hunter's Captain Arky scene with the Klingon ambassador. He's not really an ambassador, more like a Klingon elder, but I absolutely loved this, because not only is this character moments for her, it also establishes a bit of a Klingon empire. We get some time with Admiral Charles Vance, who's like kind of a big Captain Arky fan, and I kind of really like this moment. It's a small moment in the episode, but it sort of gives Holly Hunter a bit to do in this episode, because other than that, she didn't really have much to do apart from the bridge scenes and informing Jaden of like the family crisis and such. I think there's going to be a large debate following this episode on what's happened to the Klingon Empire. It wouldn't surprise me if certain aspects of the Star Trek fandom are kind of upset that the Klingon Empire is now reduced to one world and basically a bunch of refugees. Much like how the Federation was kind of destroyed by the burn, and that's where we are in the 32nd century, we've seen hope of rebuilding that though. Discovery showed that, and Academy showed that. Whereas at the minute, the state of the Klingon Empire is rather fractured. We have this done to Romulus all the way back in the 2009 J.J. Abrams film with the destruction in Romulus. We then saw more of that in Star Trek Picard. Now we're seeing the Klingon Empire here in the 32nd century. Kronos, their homeworld, the iconic homeworld, is gone. That's destroyed. And we'll cover more of this in another video, probably talking about the dissolution of the Klingon Empire, because this is a big deal for the Star Trek universe, and there's a lot to talk about. Okay everyone, this has been our episode review of Star Trek Starfleet Academy Season 1, Episode 4. Let us know what you think of it in the comments below. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.